Hello, so welcome to the 14th edition of Reality Bytes. You can find Reality Bytes on social media at the rate Reality and Bytes. This is July 7th, and let's get started. So, yeah, get ready. There is not a lot of things today, but we are covering some of the key important things that happened in the past 2 weeks in the VRER ecosystem. Uh, take a like take a cup of coffee and sort of enjoy the show. Yeah, so the first off is from PlayStation, Sony. So, PSVR 2, the upcoming VR headset that Sony announced, is going to be using eye tracking, and Toby is the selected partner for that. Toby was is in the space for quite a long time in the eye tracking tech, and I think PSVR 2 will be one of the first large scale consumer device that's gonna have like eye tracking. Uh, the reasons that eye tracking is important for VR experience is like things like foveated rendering, things like focus, things like sort of occlusion and stuff like that. The technology allows the developers or the operating system or the software to understand where the user is looking at, and based on that change the focal length or like the clarity, the focus of the like object, and sort of even render the places that they are they're not looking at. Let's say in a room, if they're looking at like a bottle or like a chair, the chair, like the object in focus should be high resolution, and the rest of the part is no, it need not be like high resolution, right? Like, that's how human eyes also work. Like, as the focus goes away, the resolution of it is like less. So yeah, that's I think in short. And it's interesting to see Toby sort of getting partnered with Sony to bring it to the PSVR 2. Yeah. Up next, so I'm not sure, like a lot of people might not be aware of this company called Humane. Humane is started by two like ex-Apple employees, Bethany and like Imran. So sort of, they are taking a bet on building the next the iPhone of the future. Uh, we are not sure on what exactly they are building, but there is like a short film or like a film of sorts that they are like sort of making. From the picture, if you can see, like I think it's more uh, like like a lot of people on the Twitter, like including Sam Sheffer, like the YouTuber, they were talking about what this video could be, right? As you can see, people are wearing masks with a VR headset put inside. I think it's about like privacy, and wearable, non-wearable tech. But yeah, that's just my guesses. But it would be interesting to see a new take on what the future of computing would be and what it's going to look like from the perspective of what Humane is thinking at. So yeah, that's like a update on what Humane is building and what the mission is, what they're trying to build and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, continuing on like the experiments with DALI, people are starting to explore new avenues of using DALI. Like here you can see like a really cool renders of 3D objects, keys, birds, low poly birds, like log, earth, even a normal cube, like that just looks cool. uh, at the moment, Dolly sort of generates only 2D images. I wouldn't be surprised in a few years they even give like 3D models as like output. So yeah, that's just a quick thing. Moving on. So every month, Steam VR sort of releases like a monthly update on the number of devices being used, what is the percentage of devices they have market share on, and stuff like that. uh, as you can see from the left side table, uh, the most interesting part is that even though you see a lot of these headsets, but all these headsets contribute to only 1.87% of the entire Steam user base. That is like 2% in 100 people are having VR headsets who use Steam. That's the rough like value of it. Uh, it's crazy that the ecosystem is very small, very immature. Like, I guess like there are many more good days to come ahead. So that's just it. And this sort of shows how the trend of the market share for like vendors was since 2016 to 2020 now. It started off with like the OG HTC Vive. That's my first headset that I tried, which sort of had the most market share like in 16 to 16, and slowly that became small, and then new players like the Windows mixed reality with HP and like other Acer and other brands came up, and then Valve sort of came up with the Vive Index, and that sort of started to get a market share, and Meta Quest 2, the previous like the Oculus Rift and Rift S sort of increased Meta's like market share over the time to what we are now today. So yeah, that's just like how the ecosystem of hardware vendors look like. Moving on, this is kind of a sad news that like two of the biggest software companies like in the world who are working in 3D VR AR, Unity and Niantic, uh, had some like bad days for them. Like more like around 200 people, that's like 4% of Unity, and like 85 people, that's like 8% of Niantic, got laid off due to the market situations and stuff. Uh, uh, it's amazing to see the XR community, like VRR community on Twitter, that people are so helpful to uh, for the affected people to sort of get new or like get new sort of work, uh, like get new sort of opportunities and stuff. Similarly, if anyone wants any kind of help, feel free to sort of ping me on Twitter at the Congressation. Happy to connect with how happy to help however I can. So yeah, that's just an update on the layoffs that happened in the ecosystem. Yeah, so this was a fun experience where Shopify used the new room plan API to sort of delete everything from reality, or like delete everything from your room. Uh, so it's an interesting use case where, let's say you want to just reset your room, like you want to buy new furniture, new table, chair. This lets you basically like delete everything and sort of give you a plain canvas to add things over via with AR and like sort of look. So yeah, that's just like a fun experiment that Shopify is sort of working on. Moving on, uh, there is this company called Lightwest from like Vikas Reddy, like and like
All right,
others.
so I'm gonna hit the intro and then we'll.
So these folks have partnered with like OpenCV, like the community, like or like the game show where they have this virtual production like scene where people like are there and sort of like they have a really cool sort of like a room that's built with Unreal Engine, and people are added into it via like a streamed video or like an iPhone app, and you sort of have this really cool like world where you can talk. So like it's a really cool sort of use case for like making videos with AR tech and Unreal Engine on the cloud. Yeah, that's just like a show that they are hosting. Moving on, things are getting pretty serious. So Mark Zuckerberg and like the executives at like Meta have started to say that uh, these are the most critical time for Meta to sort of build the hardware, software stack, and everything. And like the next 6 months is crucial to sort of make the mission forward of like building a metaverse. That's basically like building the hardware to end production with no bugs and soft like flaws, and like sort of having the software bug free and sort of shipping it to the customers is the priority for them. So yeah, that's that. uh, so so people other than like app like Oculus of course has its store, but other than that, there was this secondary market called SideQuest, which was primarily like a desktop app where people can install APKs, install the like invite only like applications and stuff like that. it was a desktop app, as I mentioned. Now SideQuest came inside the Quest. What I mean is, like, you can use SideQuest as like an Android app inside Quest 2 and install software with it. So that's an interesting, like, like interesting new app on like the store to not the store, probably download from the website and sort of have like install secondary, like install some really cool experiments and like softwares that you can install from like the SideQuest ecosystem. So yeah, that's SideQuest. uh yeah, as mentioned, like, go follow Reality and Bytes across all the social platforms: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you find it. uh yeah. Yeah, also, I'm not sure if you have seen, every slide has this keychain chain icon at the bottom right. So this chain icon is the source link that's added, uh, like where the news came from. It could be a tweet, YouTube video, or like some news article. This helps you to sort of dig deeper into what things are, maybe watch the full video, or like understand what things are and stuff like that. Go check it out. I hope it's helpful. And yeah, that's all, folks. Thanks for being here till the end. uh Hope to see you folks in the next one 2 weeks from now. Bye.